So again, before we get started, let me do this so the people at home kind of know what's going on, because we'll just we'll use this time as to help train, since we're going to get pretty behind in here since we missed a lot of time due to we had counseling today. All right. So if you're clicking on here, this is where yours is, right? Mine is very different than yours, but when you're signed into Discovery Education, which you guys said was in Clever, signed into Discovery Education with Clever, when we get to Discovery Education and we're signed in, you have this little waffle up top. You're going to go to the studio, correct? Now, again, yours looks similar to mine. Obviously, I have created boards before. That's not all the boards that I have. I don't know where they are, but I know there's some more out there somewhere. But we are going to what? Let's create, correct? Yep. All right. Now, typically, you're going to do a new board. The way things like this go, they're like this. I'm going to do it. You're going to watch me. Okay? Then we're going to do one together. Then that's when I turn it over to you to work on your own. Does that make sense? So I do, we do, you do. Okay? That's the way this should work. So I have a list that I will pass out to everybody when we start. And it tells you everything that I want to be on this board. Now, Maya, you're going to look at this, and you're probably going to fall out of your chair and be like, he is crazy. That's the biggest assignment I've ever seen. My brother in high school doesn't work on stuff like this. And you're partly right. Why am I giving you such a large assignment? Number one, I want Dawson to stay on task and off of like whatever nonsense game website, Blukit, or any of the math websites. I don't want him doing anything else in class but working on science. Number two, Mr. Bullens is going to be doing what pretty much the whole time? Running the green screen with students, right? Running the green screen with students. Now, could I post a bunch of videos on quizzes and have you answer questions and then more quizzes and more? I could do that, but I think this is going to be a little bit different because it gives you a chance to design something. So here are the things that we're going to cover. High and low pressure, barometer, the clouds, latitude and the effects on weather, the equator, water cycle, sea breeze and land breeze, cold front, warm front, stationary front, precipitation, prevailing westerlies. All of those are going to end up on this board. You will have at least one video. You'll have at least one little block where you summarize what's happening in the video. So Nicola can't just post a video and then put the definition of prevailing westerlies and go on. That's not going to count. In this video, it says. Then you'll notice later on when we start adding things, there's a place to add like questions. If I add questions, you should have the right answers. And answers that seem similar to what we would do in class, right? So if I were to take Nicola's assignment and give it to Maya, Maya could go through it and actually learn and answer questions. And by the end of it, actually learn something. Make sense? Question.
Are we going to be the ones creating videos? Or are you going to find videos?
You are going to find videos in Discovery. That's why I'm doing this in Discovery and not on Google Slides. Because again, you open up the world of Google, and if you Googled air pressure right now, what, 25,000 videos you could look up on like YouTube and other places probably, or more. Discovery is going to limit those and make them more age appropriate, and there's none of that other nonsense that's out there, and you don't end up in like a rabbit hole of crazy videos of things that don't even make sense, right? It would be very hard to post nonsense on Discovery. That's why I'm using Discovery. There's also some things on here that talk about adding animations and pictures if they're relevant. So, I look at my screen. It looks just like yours, I'm sure, right? For the most part. This is not a trick question. If I wanted to add something, Carter, what button do you think I should push?
The plus button.
Thank you, Carter. The plus button, right, Carter? So here I go. And it breaks it down into the different content. I can search Discovery Education, which is what you're going to be doing a lot. You don't have anything in your quick list. When I'm doing projects and I'm teaching out of Discovery Education, and say like when I start teaching about El Nino and La Nina next week, El Nino, La Nina, I will go through Discovery Education and find like 5, 6, 7 videos and put them all on my quick list so I can find them quickly. So I'm not searching for them next week. And they all end up here in a little area called the quick list. We don't. You shouldn't have one.
Can you say that again?
No. El Nino and La Nina. It just means the boy and the girl, but it's a very specific weather phenomenon that happens in the oceans. We'll get to it next week, I promise. Look, shh. You're not going to be uploading anything, so you won't need this at all. You will need the text box because part of it is telling me what happens in the videos, right? I'm not even sure what the button does. Button. I don't know what that does. If you can figure that out later on and you're on, let me know. Now, when you're adding quizzes, you don't want any short answer quizzes. Most of our quizzes are what? Multiple choice. You put the question here, you put the things in here, and the thing with the check is the correct answer. That's not hard at all, and I'm sure you could do that. So, I'm looking at my rubric, and I see that the first thing that it talks about is like the barometer or high and low pressure. So, I would search Discovery. Barometer. Now, not K through 2, and not 9 through 12. 3 through 5. Now watch. I'm going to narrow it down even more. I'm looking for what? Not pictures, videos. Now, this I've got to figure out why this is so small. I hope yours isn't, but I scroll down and say, okay, hands-on activity. Do I really want to show someone how to build a barometer to teach? No. Measuring weather? Ooh, observing air pressure. Observing air pressure, 1:54. I click on it. I went ahead and add it. This is where you will need your headphones this week. All right,